Wait, that quarter in your pocket might not be just a quarter. Some Washington and state quarters have rare years, unusual mint marks, or hidden errors that collectors are hunting for. Could you be holding a coin worth thousands, or even more? Check your change carefully, and like and subscribe to uncover more hidden coin treasures. In 1970, the United States was in the middle of a changing economic landscape. Coins were moving through the country faster than ever, and millions of quarters were being struck to keep up with daily commerce. Most people thought of the quarter simply as a 25-cent coin used for parking meters, vending machines, and small purchases. Yet among the countless ordinary coins minted that year, a few extremely unusual pieces slipped through the production process. Certain 1970 Washington quarter-era coins have become highly sought after by collectors, with documented values ranging from about $60,400 to as much as $135,500 depending on the rarity of the error and the condition of the coin. The Washington quarter has been a part of American coinage since 1932. It was originally introduced to commemorate the 200th birthday of George Washington. The design proved so popular that it continued beyond the anniversary year and eventually became the permanent quarter design for decades. On the obverse side of the coin appears the left-facing portrait of Washington. The word Liberty arches across the top of the coin, while the motto "In God We Trust" appears to the left of the portrait. The date is located below Washington's profile. On quarters struck at the Denver Mint in 1970, a small D mint mark appears just above the date. The reverse side features a powerful American symbol, a bald eagle with wings spread wide. The eagle clutches arrows in its talons, representing strength and readiness to defend the nation. Beneath the eagle is a bundle of olive branches symbolizing peace. Around the rim appear the inscriptions United States of America and quarter dollar, while the motto E pluribus unum sits above the eagle. These coins were produced by the United States Mint at its Denver facility. By 1970, the Mint was already using advanced high-speed presses capable of producing huge numbers of coins every day. However, the more coins that are produced, the greater the chance that a small mistake can occasionally slip through the system. Another major change in coin production had occurred only a few years earlier. Prior to 1965, U.S. quarters were made primarily of silver. Rising silver prices forced the government to change the composition to a copper-nickel-clad structure. The new quarters had outer layers of copper and nickel bonded to a pure copper core. This allowed the coins to maintain a silver-colored appearance while reducing the cost of production. A standard 1970 D Washington quarter has a diameter of about 24.3 millimeters and an official weight of 5.67 grams. That precise weight is extremely important for collectors who search for mint errors. A small digital scale can quickly confirm whether the coin matches the expected weight. If a quarter weighs noticeably more or less than 5.67 grams, it could indicate that the coin was struck on an incorrect planchet or experienced another unusual minting problem. Understanding how these valuable errors occur begins with the minting process itself. Coins start as large sheets of metal that are punched into circular blanks called planchets. These blanks are heated, cleaned, and polished before entering the coining presses. Inside the press, two hardened steel dies strike the planchet simultaneously, imprinting the design on both sides of the coin. Because the machines operate at high speed, even a small misalignment or mechanical issue can produce an unusual result. When such a coin escapes quality inspection and enters circulation, it becomes a rare error coin that collectors actively search for. One of the most dramatic errors associated with the 1970 D Washington quarter is the off-center strike. This occurs when the planchet is not perfectly positioned between the dies during the striking process. Instead of a centered image, the design is shifted to one side, leaving a blank crescent-shaped area where the metal was never struck. Off-center quarters are especially valuable when the error is large and clearly visible, while the date and mint mark remain intact. In 2018, a certified 1970 D quarter with a strong off-center strike was sold at a numismatic auction for about $60,400. The coin's dramatic appearance and excellent preservation made it a standout piece for collectors specializing in mint errors. Another rare variety involves double dies. This type of error occurs during the creation of the die itself rather than during the striking of individual coins. When the die receives more than one impression from the master hub and the impressions are slightly misaligned, the result is a die with duplicated design elements. Coins struck from this die show visible doubling in specific areas. On some 1970D quarters, collectors have noticed doubling in the word Liberty, parts of the date, and sections of the eagle's feathers. Under magnification, the doubled areas appear as slightly separated outlines or thickened letters. While minor doubling can be subtle, strong double die examples are highly valued by collectors. A well-preserved specimen with clearly visible doubling can command impressive prices, particularly if the coin remains in uncirculated condition. Perhaps the most valuable category of errors involves wrong planchet strikes. This occurs when a coin design is struck on a metal blank intended for a completely different coin. Since each denomination has its own size and weight standards, the resulting piece can look very unusual. For example, if a Washington quarter were struck on a planchet intended for a different denomination, the coin might weigh less or more than the normal 5.67 grams. The color or thickness could also appear different from a typical quarter. Because the mint carefully separates planchets by denomination, these errors are extremely rare. Yet rare discoveries do happen. In 2021, a remarkable 1970D Washington quarter struck on an incorrect planchet appeared at a major auction after being authenticated by professional graders. The coin's unusual weight and metal composition confirmed that it was not produced on a standard quarter blank. After intense bidding among collectors, the coin sold for approximately $135. 500. Condition is another major factor in determining value. Most quarters circulate for years and accumulate scratches, dents, and wear. A rare error coin that has never entered circulation is far more valuable because it retains its original mint luster and sharp details. Professional grading services carefully examine coins before assigning a grade. Experts analyze surface preservation, strike quality, luster, and overall eye appeal. Coins graded MS65 or higher are considered exceptional examples, and when combined with rare minting errors, they can achieve extraordinary values. What makes the 1970D Washington quarter especially exciting is that these coins were produced in huge numbers. Millions entered circulation across the United States, and many are still sitting in coin jars, drawers, and old collections. Collectors searching for valuable examples often begin by checking the date and mint mark carefully. Using a magnifying glass can reveal doubled lettering or unusual distortions in the design. Weighing the coin to confirm the official 5.67 gram standard can also uncover rare planchet errors. Auction records showing values between $60,400 and $135,500 demonstrate how a small minting mistake can transform an ordinary coin into a remarkable collectible. A quarter originally worth only 25 cents can become a rare historical artifact valued by collectors around the world. Among the millions of ordinary coins produced in 1970, a few extraordinary pieces quietly escaped the mint with unusual flaws. Decades later, these rare error coins continue to surface in surprising places, reminding collectors that even the most ordinary pocket change can sometimes hold an extraordinary story. In the year 2000, millions of Americans began noticing something new in their pocket change. The familiar Washington quarter was suddenly appearing with completely different designs on the reverse. These coins were part of the ambitious 50-state quarters program, a project created to celebrate each state's history and culture while also encouraging interest in coin collecting. Most of these quarters were simply spent like ordinary change. But among the coins released that year, a few rare examples from the Massachusetts design struck at the Philadelphia Mint quietly carried unusual minting mistakes that would later capture the attention of collectors. Today, certain 2000p Massachusetts state quarter error coins have sold for astonishing prices ranging from about $45,560 to as high as $120,660 depending on the specific error and condition. The Massachusetts quarter holds a special place in the state quarter series because it was the first coin released in the year 2000 and the sixth state overall in the program. The obverse of the coin still features the familiar portrait of George Washington. His profile has appeared on the quarter since 1932, when the coin was originally redesigned to commemorate the bicentennial of his birth. The words "Liberty," "In God We Trust," and the date 2000 appear on the front, along with a small P mint mark indicating it was produced at the Philadelphia Mint. The reverse design celebrates an important moment in early American history. It features the famous Minuteman statue standing with a musket in hand. This statue is based on the well-known monument located in Minuteman National Historical Park, commemorating the colonial militia who fought during the opening battles of the American Revolution. Behind the Minuteman appears an outline of the state itself. Around the design are the inscriptions "The Bay State, Massachusetts," and "1788," the year Massachusetts became the sixth state to join the Union. These quarters were produced by the United States Mint as part of a massive nationwide release. Billions of coins were struck for circulation, and the minting presses operated at extremely high speeds to meet demand. With such large production numbers, it is inevitable that occasional mistakes occur during the minting process. When those errors escape quality control and enter circulation, they can transform an ordinary coin into a highly valuable collectible. The 2000p Massachusetts State Quarter has a diameter of about 24.26 millimeters and an official weight of 5.67 grams. Its composition is copper-nickel clad, meaning two outer layers of copper and nickel surround a pure copper core. For collectors, the official weight is an essential detail when examining coins for possible minting anomalies. Using a precise digital scale, collectors can quickly determine whether a coin matches the expected 5.67 grams. If the weight is significantly higher or lower, it may indicate that the coin was struck on an incorrect planchet or experienced a rare minting error. Even a small deviation can signal that something unusual happened during production. To understand how these valuable errors occur, it helps to examine the minting process itself. Coins begin as large sheets of metal that are punched into circular blanks called planchets. These blanks are heated and cleaned before moving along conveyor systems toward powerful coining presses. Inside these presses, engraved steel dies strike the blank with tremendous force, imprinting the design onto both sides of the coin. Because the presses operate rapidly, often producing hundreds of coins per minute, even a minor mechanical misalignment can result in a striking error. One of the most dramatic errors found on the 2000p Massachusetts Quarter is the off-center strike. This occurs when the planchet is not properly aligned within the press when the dies strike. Instead of a perfectly centered design, part of the coin appears blank while the remaining image is shifted toward one side. The most valuable examples are those where the off-center strike is dramatic but still leaves the date and mint mark visible. Collectors appreciate these coins because the error is immediately noticeable and visually striking. In 2019, a certified 2000p Massachusetts Quarter with a major off-center strike was sold at a specialized coin auction for approximately $45,560. The coin remained in mint state condition and displayed a large blank crescent along one edge where the design never reached the metal. Its combination of rarity and visual impact attracted strong interest from collectors. Another important error variety associated with this coin involves doubled dies. Unlike off-center strikes, which occur during the striking stage, doubled dies originate during the creation of the dies themselves. When the master hub presses the design into a die more than once and the impressions are slightly misaligned, the resulting die contains duplicated details. Coins struck from that die show visible doubling in parts of the design. On certain Massachusetts quarters, collectors have observed doubling in the inscriptions around the rim, parts of the Minuteman figure, and even sections of the state outline. Under magnification, the doubled areas appear as extra outlines or shadow-like images alongside the normal design. Perhaps the most valuable category of errors occurs when a coin is struck on the wrong planchet. Each denomination of coin has a specific blank designed for its size, thickness, and metal composition. Occasionally, however, a blank intended for another coin accidentally enters the wrong production line. If a Massachusetts quarter were struck on a planchet meant for a different denomination, the resulting coin could appear thinner, smaller, or have an unusual color. The weight would also differ from the standard 5.67 grams. These wrong planchet errors are extremely rare because mints maintain strict control over blank preparation and distribution. Despite these precautions, a few such coins have been discovered. In 2021, a remarkable 2000p Massachusetts quarter struck on an incorrect planchet appeared in a major numismatic auction. After being authenticated and graded by experts, the coin attracted significant attention. When bidding concluded, the piece sold for approximately $120,660, demonstrating how valuable such minting mistakes can become. Condition plays a major role in determining the value of any coin. Many quarters circulate for years, collecting scratches, wear, and surface damage. An error coin preserved in mint state condition, meaning it has never been used in circulation, can be worth far more because it retains its original luster and sharp details. Professional grading services carefully evaluate coins before assigning a grade. They examine factors such as surface preservation, strike quality, and overall eye appeal. Coins graded MS65 or higher are considered premium examples, and when combined with rare errors, they can command impressive prices. One of the most exciting aspects of the state quarters program is that many of these coins are still in circulation today. Unlike older coins that disappeared decades ago, the 2000 Massachusetts quarters continue to appear in everyday change across the country. Collectors searching for valuable examples often start by checking the date and mint mark closely. A magnifying glass can help reveal doubled lettering, unusual distortions, or other striking irregularities. Weighing the coin to confirm the standard 5.67 grams can also reveal rare planchet errors. Auction records showing prices from $45,560 to $120,660 prove that even modern circulating coins can become highly valuable when unusual minting mistakes occur. A quarter originally intended for everyday spending can eventually become a sought-after artifact of American coinage history. Among the billions of Massachusetts quarters released in 2000, only a tiny fraction carry these rare errors. Some remain hidden in coin collections, forgotten drawers, and jars of spare change. For collectors and curious observers alike, the next valuable discovery could be waiting quietly among the coins already sitting in their pockets. In 2022, a new chapter in American coinage quietly began when the United States introduced a series of quarters honoring influential American women. These coins quickly entered circulation across the country, passing from hand to hand in everyday transactions. Most people spent them without a second glance. Yet among the millions of ordinary quarters released that year, a few unusual pieces emerged with striking minting errors. These rare examples of the 2022 P. Maya Angelou quarter have fascinated collectors, with documented values ranging from about $32,880 to as much as $98,990 depending on the type of error and the coin's condition. The coin honors Maya Angelou, one of the most respected literary voices of the 20th century. Angelou was a poet, memoirist, and civil rights activist whose work explored themes of identity, resilience, and equality. Her most famous autobiography, I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings, became a landmark in American literature and inspired generations of readers. To recognize her influence, the United States selected Angelou as the first figure featured in the American Women Quarters program, which celebrates notable women who helped shape the nation's history and culture. The obverse of the quarter still features the familiar portrait of George Washington, a design originally based on a sculpture by Laura Garden Fraser. Around the portrait appear the inscriptions Liberty, In God We Trust, and the year 2022. On coins produced in Philadelphia, a small P mint mark appears near the date. The reverse side displays the new design honoring Maya Angelou. It shows Angelou with her arms uplifted, standing before the rising sun and a soaring bird in flight. The imagery symbolizes her powerful voice and the themes of freedom and hope often expressed in her writing. The inscriptions include United States of America, E pluribus unum, and $quarter. These coins were struck by the United States Mint, which operates several production facilities across the country. The 2022 P quarters were produced at the Philadelphia Mint, one of the oldest minting facilities in the nation. The standard specifications of the quarter are important for collectors searching for errors. A modern quarter has a diameter of 24.26 millimeters and an official weight of approximately 5.67 grams. Since 1965, quarters have been made using a copper-nickel clad composition. The outer layers contain copper and nickel, while the inner core consists mostly of copper. That official weight of 5.67 grams plays a critical role in identifying rare minting mistakes. Collectors often use precision digital scales to measure their coins. If a quarter weighs noticeably more or less than the standard weight, it may indicate a planchet error or an unusual production anomaly. To understand how such valuable mistakes occur, it helps to look at the minting process itself. Coins begin as large sheets of metal that are punched into circular blanks known as planchets. These blanks are cleaned, heated, and prepared before moving into high-speed coining presses. Inside the press, engraved steel dies strike the blank with tremendous pressure, imprinting the design onto both sides of the coin in a fraction of a second. Modern presses can strike hundreds of coins every minute. With production numbers reaching into the hundreds of millions, even the smallest mechanical problem can occasionally create unusual results. One of the most noticeable errors found on some 2022 P. Maya Angelou quarters is the off-center strike. This occurs when the blank planchet is not perfectly aligned between the dies during the striking process. Instead of receiving a centered design, the coin emerges with part of the image missing and the remaining details shifted toward one side. The most valuable off-center coins are those where the misalignment is dramatic while the date and mint mark remain visible. In 2023, an uncirculated 2022 P. Maya Angelou quarter with a strong off-center strike appeared in a collector auction. Because the error was clear and the coin had never circulated, bidding quickly escalated until the coin sold for approximately $32,880. Another fascinating variety involves double die errors. This type of error originates during the creation of the dies rather than during the coin strike itself. When the die receives multiple impressions from the master hub that are slightly misaligned, the resulting die carries duplicated design details. Coins struck from that die display visible doubling in certain areas of the design. On some 2022 P. Maya Angelou quarters, collectors have reported doubling in the lettering of Liberty, the inscriptions on the reverse, or portions of the bird and sun imagery. Under magnification, the letters appear thicker or slightly separated, creating a shadow-like effect. While some double dies are subtle, strong examples can attract significant collector attention, because every coin struck by that particular die will display the same characteristics. Identifying these varieties can become an exciting challenge for numismatists. Perhaps the rarest and most valuable errors involve wrong planchet strikes. This happens when a coin design is struck on a blank intended for a completely different denomination. Since each type of coin has its own size and weight specifications, the resulting piece often appears unusual. For example, a quarter struck on a planchet intended for another coin may weigh significantly more or less than the standard 5.67 grams. It may also appear smaller, thinner, or display an unusual color depending on the metal involved. Although strict quality controls are used at the mint, rare examples still slip through. In 2024, a highly unusual 2022 P. Maya Angelou quarter struck on an incorrect planchet was authenticated by professional graders. The coin's unusual weight and metal composition immediately attracted collector interest. When it appeared at a major numismatic auction, competitive bidding pushed the final sale price to approximately $990. Condition plays a major role in determining the value of these coins. Many quarters quickly enter circulation, where they pick up scratches, dents, and signs of wear. Error coins that remain in mint state condition, meaning they show no evidence of circulation, are far more desirable. Professional grading organizations examine coins carefully before assigning a grade. Experts evaluate the coin's luster, surface preservation, strike quality, and overall visual appeal. Coins graded MS65 or higher are considered excellent examples, and when combined with a rare error, they can command extraordinary prices. What makes the search for these coins especially exciting is that they are still relatively new. Millions of 2022 quarters are still circulating across the United States. Some sit unnoticed in pocket change, coin jars, or small collections where they have yet to be examined closely. Collectors searching for valuable examples often start by carefully checking the mint mark and design details. A magnifying glass can reveal doubled lettering or unusual distortions in the imagery. Weighing the coin is another critical step, since deviations from the official 5.67 grams may indicate rare planchet errors. Documented sales ranging from $32,880 to $98,990 demonstrate how even a modern quarter can become a valuable collector's item when a rare minting mistake occurs. Sometimes the most remarkable discoveries are hiding in plain sight. Among the countless ordinary 2022 quarters in circulation, a few rare Maya Angelou error coins continue to exist unnoticed. For the observant collector, a simple glance at pocket change could reveal a small piece of modern history, and perhaps a coin worth far more than 25 cents.